Jai Shri Ram. These are three Gre Awa topics. Awa issue prompts. They use the word prompt for the word topic. Okay. The way students and scholars interpret the materials they work with in their academic fields is more a matter of personality than of training. Mhm. Different interpretations come about when people with different personalities look at exactly the same objects, facts, data, or events and see different things. Nice topic. Challenging one. I'm sure you must be wondering what the hell can I do with this? Okay, I'm instantly reminded of a story. There were three people who were working. They were laying bricks, and there was a person like you and me who went and asked the first fellow, "What are you doing?" He said, "Can't you see I'm laying bricks? I'm laying bricks, damn it." Okay, fine, good. The second one, we went and asked the second person who was working at a distance. Same thing he was doing. What are you doing? That fellow said, "I'm building a wall. Can you see I'm building a wall?" Yeah, it's a wall. Oh. And a little further ahead, you see on the other side, there's another person who's doing the same thing. So when you go and ask that person, "What are you doing?" That person says, "I'm building a house. I'm building a house." Now you see the attitude. All the three people were doing the same thing. But one fellow is irritated, frustrated, he hates his job, and that's why he's saying, "Hey, can't you see I'm laying bricks?" The second fellow is slightly better. He says, "Hey, I'm building a wall, yeah, come on. After all, a bloody wall." The third fellow says, "I'm building a beautiful home, a beautiful house." So he has a vision. So he's doing it with care. So that's a nice story, isn't it? So, how do different people view the same thing? Okay. Now, you can write one paragraph elaborating on the story that I just told you, which can be probably the introduction, where you will say in the introduction, the speaker's statement does hold water because indeed how we all view things depends on how we think and what kind of personalities we have. So that will be your introduction, and then in this regard, there is a famous story which goes like this, and you write the whole story down, because this is more of a philosophical kind of topic. Okay, the next paragraph. Now you can jump into directly into the topic. Now let us examine people who are aligned to different political ideologies. A communist will view poverty from a different perspective. A capitalist will view poverty from a different perspective. For example, full stop. A communist would theorize that the capitalists are exploiting the poor, and the poor are getting poorer and poorer, and the rich are getting richer and richer, and this whole exploitative system which capitalism promotes is bad for society, and therefore there must be a revolt, and so on and so forth. So that's how the communist will go about explaining the situation, whereas the capitalist would explain it differently. The capitalist, especially today in these times, India is a welfare capitalist society. America too is a welfare capitalist society. This word welfare is perhaps a euphemism for reservation, which means the well-to-do, able-bodied, capable people are willing to part with some of their earnings to support the weaker members of society. So we give them some kind of a reservation. In the Western world, the word is called affirmative action programs. So these things are there. Seriously and strictly speaking, these things should be given only to old people who unfortunately cannot, support themselves, but not for others who want some kind of a revenge in retrospect for imagined kind of grievances, stating that their forefathers were exploited by somebody else's forefathers. So they can now be very entitled and expect to be treated as royalty and get everything free. So these kind of people parasitize any society and actually are a burden on society. So instead of creating a meritocracy, we end up creating a kakistocracy and a kleptocracy. So, you can write like this now. Then what next? Now, we will write one more paragraph. You write. You have finished two paragraphs. Now the third one. Now let us also examine different types of characters and personalities and how they view different things differently. Full stop. The MBTI, Myers-Briggs Typology Inventory, is a popular personality inventory which involves some 70 questions which people have to answer, and based on the answers they give, their personality type is identified. And according to MBTI, they have identified some 48 different types. And of course, cusps are also possible. CUSP, cusp means one who falls between two types. So this is a very interesting theory. Of course, the truth of the matter is no theory can perfectly describe any human being, but this is one of the best typologies that are available in psychology. A typology is a classification of human personalities. Now, ENTP, ENFP, INFP, INTP, there are different terms which are used for different personalities. And you will notice that all these personalities view things differently. Some people view them subjectively, some view them objectively. So, subjectivity means influenced by feelings, objectivity means factual, impartial, and not influenced by any feelings. So a scientific thinker is likely to view anything objectively, while most people become very subjective, and some people become extremely subjective, which is not a good thing, because they tend to be very highly emotional and hypersensitive. So these are so full stop. Now in this paragraph you will talk about how people with different personality types, introverts and extroverts and ambiverts, all of them view things differently. So you have different psychologies, typologies in the academic discipline of psychology, and all these theories will try to explain how and why people are different and how they view things differently, right? So that is the so one more paragraph you have managed to write now. Now one more paragraph you can write about people who subscribe to different religions, have different views about international events or even ordinary events at their national level. For example, the war in Israel, the war between Israel and Hamas, that is viewed differently by the people of Israel, who are the aggrieved actually, and then the same thing is viewed by the Palestinians differently. So of course one has to judge and see where the truth lies, and in fact very often the truth is pretty obvious, but this is the nature of people. Once they subscribe to a particular religion, they lose their capacity for objective thinking and they tend to take extreme positions. That's also there. Okay.